fundamental analysis on the stock. It's a healthcare stock. It's a health insurance company, actually, BHG, which is Bright Health Group. Very good stock. The stock actually has a trading volume of every day about 2.7 million, and it has a market cap of 2.5 billion. Market capitalization is nothing but your price times the number of shares outstanding, and that gives you the market. So it's a good company, and it is traded very much a lot daily, right? And we're gonna go a couple of indicators today to see whether this is the right buy for us or not. And I'm gonna also show you how much the institutional banking are holding on to this. What percentage of the stock outstanding in the market that owned by big companies like Morgan Stanley, Chase Bank, investment company like BlackRock, State Street, etc., right? So let's start with the very basic stuff that we usually do here. It's the trend lines first, just to determine how's the stock performing, right? So usually what I try to do is I try to draw up the trend lines and kind of see where the before the support was and what was the resistance. So right now, the support today, at the beginning of the day, the support was, I'm doing a 30-minute chart, so I'm looking at February 4th. The support was is $2.64, and the resistance was at $2.94 or so, right? And on the 7th, it was fluctuating between that, and then it sort of crossed the resistance on February 7th. Which means that this new resistance becomes your support, because if you notice, it did cross. So this support will go away. So if you notice this resistance, because it crossed the last support, it became your support. And what it ended up is right here, which is on the 8th, it went to $3.39. That's your new resistance. Even then, that resistance was crossed over by the uptrend, which means this stock is moving upwards, because it's keep going above the resistance line. So if you notice here that even the last support it had, it already crossed the resistance, so the last resistance became your support. Now, a lot of times we can visually see how the stock is performing by just looking at it, but this trend lines with the support and resistance, it could tell you whether if you could do your stop losses, you could do your entry points, etc., etc. You can see how the price is fluctuating, right? So right now, it's not coming back down. So it looks like the stock is on the upward trend. Now, that's the first indicator that we add. The second indicator that I add is generally the moving averages. As you guys might have seen my previous videos, I use 3 different type of moving averages. I use 20 periods, which is last 20 candles. 50 periods, which is this brown line, which is last 50 candles. A green line, and green line is a 200 candles. I'm gonna just go here just so we can clearly see that. So 20 periods is purple line, 50 is a brown line, and 200 is a green line, right? So which indicates that how is the stock performing from last 20 periods, which is a purple line, and it is a steady upward trend. And if you look at the last 50 candles, the average of the price is in an upward trend, and 200 is actually peaking, which is last 200 candles on a 30-minute chart, which goes way back. It also coming up, right? That's the second indicator that indicates that stock is actually moving upward on an average. The other indicator would be your MACD, which is the sort of your entry point and exit point. So right now, if you look at the MACD, which is this brown line crossing the signal line, which is the blue line, when the MACD crosses over and goes up, that means that the stock is still going to rise. If the MACD crosses under, so let's say, for example, here it crossed under, and you see how the red bar is up there, the price has fallen. If somebody would have bought this right here, they would have made some bucks here. And then if they would see, if you're looking for an entry point, you can actually see how this goes up or down, or it gets rejected or goes up. If you started to see an uptrend, that means that it's definitely going to go up. The other indicator that support that is the RSI, which is the relative strength indicator. The relative strength indicator is very straightforward. Now, what it does is that if anything is above 70, the stock is being overbought if it's above 70. Now, if you notice here, you see the uptrend and you see how the RSI is above 70. That means that this stock is being overbought right now. Now, if you're looking for an entry point, you would definitely want to see that when it would never be above 70 every time, right? It would definitely have to go down. So let's say, for example, it was oversold at this point on January 6th, but then when it's oversold, generally all the big dogs come in and they start purchasing the stock, and the price rises up and it goes up. So same thing here, when it's overbought, big dogs start selling it, and then it goes down, and the retail investor end up buying a stock that was supposed to be going up, but it went down, right? So you always want to see how the RSI is, how the MACD is. So if the RSI is in the bottom, lower, like below 30 or 30ish or 39ish, you want to get that as an entry point. So you always want to see when it's for your entry point. You always want to see where it's if it's over 70, you want to give it some time, and then purchase it when it's showing some strength. Strength would be like, in our sense, if we're trying to get in, the strength would be on the bottom. So meaning like if it's in like 30s, and everything seems to be down, but the moving averages are going up, right? You would notice that, okay, this stock is definitely going to go up, and you can actually buy it. That would be your entry point, and you could do that from there. Now, after moving averages, you could also add the average RSI, which is the same indicator that it sort of gives you an idea whether the stock is being overbought and oversold. Anything above 20 is great. Everything above 80 is overbought. Everything below 20, it's oversold. So this is also one of the indicators. The other thing with the stocks is you want to know how the big dogs are holding it. So big investing companies, 73% of the shares is bought by institutional holding, and they have increased their position by 110 million. They're holding on to 459 million positions, and they actually increased their position by 106 million lately. So again, this indicator, this is a strong indicator that, okay, this stock is mainly driven off of institutional banking, and when they hold the majority of the stock, what they have the power is to fluctuate the price as they feel fit. So only looking at the upward trend would not be enough for you in this case. You want to make sure that you're entering at a point where it's the lowest on the RSI, MACD is down. However, your moving averages, at least for the 50 or the 200 period, is going up. 20 periods, it could be down because it's last 20 candles. But for at least 200 period, you want to see how this stock is behaving. If it's going upwards and you have a stock owned 73% by the institutional holding, institutional banking, that's a strong indicator that you have to consider that stock for your portfolio. So I just wanted to bring this quick video for you guys. Hope you guys liked it. And if you liked this video and you found anything informative, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and I'll speak to you guys again.